those few of you who don't know who I am or anything about me, I'm just going to repeat a little bit. So for those of you who've heard it before, sorry. How did I find out I was psychic? It's often asked of people who have gifts. So when I was around 14 years old, I knew that there was no such thing. I knew that if I couldn't feel it, see it, taste it, touch it, it didn't exist. And my sister and my father were highly sensitive people. And they would have these conversations, and I would always know that they were crazy. You know, it wasn't true. It was just, you know, here they go again. And you know, at 14, you know everything. So I was very adamant in the way I believed it, and very loud and opinionated about it. Until one day, I had an experience. And it was profound enough to know that you would think I would remember the experience. I didn't remember the experience, but I remember thinking, oh my God, I'm crazy too. Because this was so frightening, this was so unusual. So that's just a little bit about me. From that point forward, I studied here and there, dropped it off for a while, re-picked it up again, but now my life is about teaching psychic energies, teaching people how to tap into it themselves. It is a natural, easy way to be. It's who we naturally are, how we naturally were created. So what we're going to do tonight is actually going to take about an hour. We're going to do an exercise. Every person's going to get a chance at being in a hot seat and sensing this energy coming at them from their two partners. Why? Okay, so I recommended a couple books, and the main one is The Beautiful Side of Evil. Evil is real, it exists. I know a lot of people in the Course of Miracles say this, it's not really there. Okay, if you don't want to believe it's there, that's fine. But even those people know that there are energies that are not too close to the light that you don't really want to be involved with. So let's just take that these are negative energies that are going to suck you in, but they're not going to approach you looking like Frankenstein. They're not going to come at you looking like Satan, because if they did, nobody would follow. They come at you beautifully. They come at you with wonderful messages. They come at you building your ego, building your self-esteem, making you feel special. And then what happens is once you get hooked, it slowly reels you in and turns you slowly away from the light of God. And gradually, you're just sucked right into the negative side of things. And it can go as far as possession, and I do have a kind of a sad story to share with you with that. But this exercise is going to give you an accurate barometer that you will feel on your own body. So what I did was, this is the only pages we need tonight. The other two are just articles that I like and I wanted to share. What's going to happen is one person is going to sit in the hot seat, and two people are going to be next to the person on each side. There will be no talking, so the stories or the images you bring up in your mind, you never have to share. The person in the middle is going to just sit there like a sponge, and the other two people are going to be sending. They're not going to be sending anything. Actually, I'm going to go through this in more detail, but this is just a quick run through. They're going to be experiencing a memory of anger. Yes, ma'am?
Can I have one of these?
That's sure.
There's one right here. I got it.
Great. So, this one's already filled out because this is me. Don't expect you to be the same. No two people are the same. So the first one's filled out. The second one is blank for you. Okay? I just wanted to show you what I'm talking about. Now, when most of us here have experienced something paranormal, otherwise we probably wouldn't be here. But most of us here are interested, at least in the power studies and paranormal occurrences. So when you have something angelic coming to you, or something that sounds beautiful, how do you know it's something you can trust? And how do you know is, no matter how angelic an angry force is, or an evil force is, or no matter how careful they are to convince you they're safe, they can't hide the anger that feeds them. The anger is what is their juice. Joy is the juice of the angels, the guardians, those that come from our best and highest self. Anger feeds the negative sources. So, on your body, you are capable of sensing anger and joy. So one person will be in a hot seat, and the two partners will relive in their mind a real situation that was anger, that made them angry. And then we'll clear that out, and we'll do it again with the same person in the middle and the two people doing joy. And the person in the middle is just going to be focusing on their body. Where do they sense it? So when I first did it, and it has proved to save me a few times, I sense anger on the left side of my face. A very, oh, Barbara, hello. This is a good, great, fabulous energy practitioner. The energy medicine, the anger I feel on the left side of my face. Now, somebody's going to feel it on their big toe. Somebody else might feel their ear tugging. You're going to feel it wherever you feel it. The interesting part is how it's going to be different for everyone. And then we're going to do the joy side. So you know when you're hearing this angelic message, oh, my joy signals went off, which for me happens to be the right side of my face and a tightening in the jaw and tingling in my hands. I know when I'm receiving messages in my spiritual writing, when that's going on, I'm truly hearing from my best, highest self. I'm not being tricked. Now, once, a few months ago, actually no, maybe about a year ago, I'm doing my spiritual writing. I'm happily going along, and I got a flashy heat on my face. Now, what I was writing was beautiful. Hence, beautiful side of evil. But I got the flash on my face. That is all I needed. I don't care what it was telling me. I don't care if it was reading me the lottery numbers. I immediately got rid of it. I immediately called it, demanded it out of my body, out of my family, out of my home, for good measure, out of the state of Delaware, because I get a little crazy and I just want to keep pushing. But I saved myself from what could have been a horrific situation. I've been receiving these beautiful messages, mostly very personal. They're not likely to be shared with the world. They're meant for me. And I get this other message that is very beautiful. But if I started listening to that, over time, that entity would have moved me away from the light. If I didn't have the barometer that we're going to learn about tonight, the barometer of sensing it on my physical body. Really, most psychics, that's what we do. We're feeling the energy, and we're just reading it. We know how. So for the fun of it, I left on there how I read gratitude and creative bond. So some people in here have had readings from me, and you might hear me say, oh, you have so much gratitude in your life. It's because the bottom of my feet are tingling. I'm reading the energy that my body is, the way my body is reading your energy. And all of us have that ability. It's just, do you have the patience to track it? And the commitment to track it? Most of us know. But I don't care. I just want you to do these two. And then you can go off and even go to a seance. I won't care, because if you get the anger thing, you know to leave. If you don't get the anger thing, you're fine. You have a good time. Yes?
Nora, okay, this doesn't apply to everyone in the room, but how do you tell the difference between the heat flashes that you're picking up and the ones that are from hormones? Age 50 plus.
Well, what we're going to do, that's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. What we're going to do, if anyone didn't hear her, but I think y'all did, y'all heard her? Okay. Before we get started, and I'm going to do this for each person on the hot seat. This will take about an hour, by the time we get everybody done. I'm going to calm you down. I'm going to take you down, because the more relaxed you are, the more receptive you are. The more relaxed you are, the less likely the hormones are going to trigger. Okay? But if they do, we can try it again with you later, just to be sure. Okay? So, just real quick, negative energy comes at us like a very kind of hard wave. And this hard wave, the darker it is, the more evil it is. The more gray it is, the more likely it's just somebody who's having a bad day. It's not like they intentionally, they lost a child, they found out they have cancer. So they're not intentionally sending you something, but you might feel it on your barometer. But you're going to feel it lightly. Well, if your barometer goes off and it's then you know it's something you need to move away from quickly. It might actually be something that's like, oh, that was really light, that person's suffering, send them love. But actually, I suggest sending love no matter what. So, if I had gold, this would work better, gold and silver and all pretty little things. But this is the good energy, and it comes as a wave too, but it comes as very short frequencies, up and down. Almost like fairy dust in Walt Disney. Every time the fairy flies by with this pretty little dust, that's what it looks like to people who can see it. Sensing it, this joy triggers something on your body. Someplace on your body, just like this heavy negative is going to trigger something on your body. Okay? Do we have the concept and why? Any questions about it? Great. Now, I'm just going to quickly tell you about this book because it's very old. First of all these books are great. Messages from the Water, because it really does show you how powerful our minds are and our thoughts are, how they affect water. It's a great picture book. Energy medicine, I love it, I live with it. It has increased my ability to be a good psychic because my energies are flowing constantly. The beautiful side of evil, this woman wanted to work with this healer in Mexico because everybody was going there. Cancer patients, this guy with problems with his hands, people were going and being healed. And she wanted to learn about it, and she wanted to be with him. And all her instincts and all her gut, and even her mind was showing him almost like a demon in her mind's eye. But she was denying it because she wasn't listening to all the obvious signs. She knew, how could this be evil? How could this be bad? Look at all the good he's doing. Well, evil comes in beautiful ways till it gets you. So as it was pulling her down and destroying her life, she finally got it together. It's an excellent book. She did become a hardcore type of Christian, which isn't necessarily bad. I mean, if I went through what she went through, I probably would be too. But, you know, she found what she needed to pull herself back up. And the last one is Intuition Made Easy by Caroline Lieras. This book is just phenomenal. I'm telling you, there is nothing you can't do. And this book makes it so simple, it's embarrassing. I'm almost afraid to share the book because I'll be out of all lectures. There's be like no need for me anymore. Okay, so mentioning that, I want to read you an email that really broke my heart, and there wasn't, after 3 months, much I can do to help this family. So excuse me, but I'm going to read it word for word. This was forwarded to me on January 26th of this year, and the subject line was, please help us. Why was it forwarded to me is I work with the ARE's Battered Boundaries. So our job is to help people who are experiencing extreme psychic energies, extreme negative situations, and they don't know how to deal with it. So we get some really crazy calls, and we get some not so crazy calls, but they all end up being something out there in the energy field that we help the person learn to understand it and bring peace to their life. So this is why this particular message was sent to me. Hi, I'm having a very serious situation at home. My wife is channeling what she says is Mother, Father, God. In these writings, she's told that it's her mission to cross the truly lost souls over to the light from hell. I'm supposed to be the light energy that helps her make this happen. She lowers her energy down low into the dark and collects them, sometimes by the thousands. And as I hold her and shine, she crosses them. I believed her somewhat in the beginning, but now I feel she's being manipulated by something evil. This started about 3 years ago when we had some spirit releasement done in our home and family. The first was done remotely, and events got worse shortly after. A few months later, Bob Roberts, a spirit releasement guide, came to our home and used my wife as conduit to talk through because he felt she was well-grounded and suited as a sensitive to do this. Well, that's when she started acting different, and it's been a constant battle with her ever since. She curls up in a ball, thumbs at the mouth, all her fingers and toes curl up. She feels great pain throughout her body and chest area. Her eyes roll back in her head. When this behavior starts, she becomes very aggressive verbally and physically, and then she hits herself in the face and pulls her hair. She spits in my face and has hit me also. Early on, because I trusted her so much, I believed her when she told me this was happening because I wasn't shining for her like her writing said I should do. Now our children are seeing this, and I'm very troubled and believe what's happening is not at all divine, but it's something evil. I'm emailing you to see if you might help us. I'm worried for her and can't stand for our young children to experience this anymore. And it just goes on with some general stuff. So, this family, they're really in trouble. Started off with beautiful messages. And that mom is refusing all help. I've gotten to the point where I can't even help her anymore. She just does not want to see it because she's special. She knows she's special. She knows this is her job. So it gets your ego. And boy, you get my ego, and I ain't going anywhere. I love you. You know, I want to be pumped up, and that's what goes on. If she knew, like I knew during my spiritual writing, whoa, that one's a bad message, back away, probably many of the messages originally were good. And they were coming from a higher source. But once that one bad one got in the door, it latches on. She didn't know the difference. As of last week, her husband was crying horribly to me, just doesn't know what to do. We turned it over to Lorraine Ryan, who a lot of you might know is a world-renowned demonologist, and she's trying to work with him, but the woman won't even take her phone calls, just hangs up on her. So just keep them in your prayers. But that's to give you an idea of why I am so committed to this exercise. I just think this is a lifesaver. She teaches in kindergarten. Okay, so any questions? And we're going to, yes sir?
How do you keep yourself safe? I mean, in general, all the time.
By what we discussed last time, I constantly, never shut off. This is me when I was skinny. I have a funnel. We all have a funnel that goes into infinity. The wider the funnel, the more of God's love and energy you're bringing in. The smaller the funnel, the thinner the funnel, the less that you're pulling on God. I pull on God. I give Him my life, every part of my being. I live my day to serve Him first and foremost. So that energy is coming in, and there, believe me, lots of nice little bright energy coming through. It fills me up. It fills up my aura. So when a wave like this comes at me, I will sense where it is, but it will not affect me because it gets transmuted by the love that is coming through me. I've had situations where I would like to have ripped the person's throat out, but then I have to say, wait a minute, I don't think that's what God wants me to do. And I have to reopen, recenter myself, reground myself, and just send the love.
Do you think of the circle idea at all?
No. I don't believe in surrounding myself. I believe in bringing it into me and out. I think surrounding myself is good for some people. Yeah. Remember, you do not have to share these stories. So I really want you to think back for a moment of something that had you so angry that you can relive it in your mind and feel it.
Each one of us.
Yes. Don't share it with anyone. Just get a story right now. Don't bring it up yet. Please don't bring it up yet. I want to keep the room nice. Just get a memory that really had you angry. One that you can feel it. So when you're sending, or when you're feeling and the person in the middle is receiving, if it's got to be real for you. It can't be something you watched. It can't be something you know about. It has to be something you experienced, so that you can really help the person sense where it happens on their body, okay? So does everyone have something that really pissed them off? And made them angry?
Just one?
Okay, now everybody think of something that is just joyful, just makes them so happy, playing with your grandchildren, your first child being born, I don't know, think of something that is extremely joyful, so that when you're thinking of it, your partner will pick up that joy. Everybody have something? So the guy in the middle, you're a receiver. I'm going to repeat everything real slowly with this meditative kind of state, so don't worry about following the directions. This is really just to give you an idea of what we're doing. So the guy in the middle, And everyone will have a turn at the middle. It is your job to be relaxed and just calm, follow your breathing, and pay attention to your body. Be a sponge. Absorb the energies around you. See where you feel it. Don't try to feel anything. Don't try to think about anything. And you will have a sensation somewhere on your body. No matter how strange it is. Left nostril itches. That's it. It can be that simple. Okay, then the two people on the side who are my senders are not, that's kind of a bad word because I don't want you sending anything. I don't want you trying to be telepathic because that's not how the world works. And that's not how something demonic would work. And by the way, let me just back up a tiny bit. This is really useful, not just for being careful around demonic things. You get pulled over by a cop. You can sense whether that cop is extremely angry, so don't crack a joke and try to be nice and get out of it. Just take the ticket and run. Or, yeah, seriously. Or it's like, I'm not picking up anything. Maybe I can sweet talk myself out of this one. There's useful things for this in everyday life. You sit down with your boss. You're taking that long walk down the hall, which I had to do twice last week. And one of my girls has to take it with me sometimes. You know, you can sense before you're even there whether or not you're really in trouble or is this just a normal conversation that we need to have for the sake of a business. You know, because you're like this when you have to go in front of somebody with authority. Well, you can be so relaxed because you'll be picking it up. Now, obviously it's not going to hit you hard because it's something in the background. It's subtle. It's a human energy that's just upset versus an evil energy. Okay, so given that, I don't want you to telepathically send this. I want you to just be in your own little space and rev it up. Feel it with every bit of your being. Now, the angry situations will be uncomfortable for some people, and, you know, you're doing it for the good of another. So please do it to your fullest, even though it can be painful, because you're helping two other people. Okay? All right. So, don't worry about remembering any of that, because I'm just going to take you through it one by one, okay? And we're going to first start with a real simple relaxation technique. Most of the time, from this point forward, we're going to have our eyes closed, okay? So just close your eyes. All right, everyone open your eyes, and the person in the middle, share with the people next to you what you felt and where you felt it, and take a minute and sketch it down on a piece of paper for yourself. Oh, we got, okay, we got a lot to do, because that's only one for one person, so let's get ready. Anybody need another minute to finish jotting down? Okay, let's drop everything. Congratulations, because you're never going to get fooled. You will never be fooled. It's like learning to ride a bike. You have balance. You have the barometer. You know whether the message you're getting, especially those of us who like to travel and like to go to those places that no man has gone before, you know, we need to be safe. So you have that way of telling. So let's switch with somebody else in the middle. Again, take a deep breath and tell yourself to relax, knowing your body follows it. So it probably
could be
is.
just.
That's why I want her to see and play with it. See, like when you look on the sheet that I shared with you all about creativeness and the other thing that I had down, I forget, gratitude. I mean, I tested those. I just wasn't around a situation where the people were very grateful once and decided that that was it. I tested it because I wasn't in a structured environment like this where I can apply it and know that that's the case. There's nothing else out there bothering me. So not until I get at least 3 or 4 hits that I'm comfortable that I will rely on what my body's telling me. You didn't get anything, sweetheart?
I felt barely anything.
That's okay. What did you barely feel?
When I turned this way.
Okay, did you mark it?
Here. Yeah, but it wasn't tingling.
That's okay. How did you feel? See, she's questioning because it wasn't tingling. So how did it feel?
It just felt like something brushing.
Just something brushing. Okay, so to her it's going to be a very light brush. And a very light brush here. That's it. It's subtle. It's subtle. And it happens in an instant. Okay, not for Barbara.
It might come, it was doing this, it was doing this, it was...
Okay. But it can be extremely subtle. So by being aware of it, you now know. So if you want to go into a place and you want to get a psychic reading, you're sitting across from the psychic and all of a sudden it just doesn't, all of a sudden it's like, oh, change your mind. Get up, say, you know what, I changed my mind, and you go find another psychic. I'm dead serious. Not all of us are good people.
My whole body.
Okay, just quickly, I hear a lot of descriptive words like, it felt dark.
You heard of it.
What does feel dark mean? I mean, physically.
I never
Right.
thought of it before.
So what are the physical sensations? Because it felt dark is, I get what you're saying, because I can feel darkness, and then don't ask me how I'm going to explain it physically, but try to put down words that will help you remember it. And you senders might be wondering, especially now that you're already in a hot seat, how come I'm not feeling it again? Because you're not picking up. It's not. You're not in a receptive state. You're in a state of being angry, being upset. So you're not going to be. You're in an argument. You're not going to be feeling it. You're in an argument. You're going to only be feeling it when you're outside of it.
With the other sensations.
Okay. So your group smells and sees, not just feels. I like you guys. Anybody else want to share anything? What I want you to understand is this will one day, you're going to find it extremely useful. Something's going to happen and you're going to be like, wow, I'm going to back away from this situation. Or you're just going to know that it's something you can trust. This is a tool. It's a gut feeling. It's like a gut feeling when you don't listen to them going, I'm sorry. It's the same thing.
You're into the psychic, you get that deep.
Exactly, exactly. Before we close, any questions, any concerns? All right, I want to thank Paris. Go ahead, Wanda, I'm sorry.
Well, it was just a different feeling the left side for the anger and the right side was joy.
That's great.
One was like a heated feeling and the other was like a tingling by the eye. Both different.
Right.
You know, both more the cheek, but the right side was more the cheekbone and the eye with the I guess the fairy dust twinkling.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Nice.
that-
Keeping these feelings in your heart. Gently bringing your awareness back into this room. And God bless you and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Bless you too.
Thank you.